Welcome back to Dallas, Texas, guys. Check out this Mockingbird property. We're excited about it. Today we're going to show you inside and in depth what goes on and makes the house tick, right? Not just the house, not just what makes it look good, but what makes it operate, right? The plumbing, the gas lines, the electrical lines, the conduit, all of that stuff. So we're going to take a deep dive. Follow me inside and we'll take a peek. All right, guys, what you see here on the outside of the house is called an ever-built wrap. Okay, so the main purpose of this is to keep your heat and your cool inside the house, right? You don't want that stuff escaping, but it's also a breathable moisture barrier, so it does let out some of the moisture from the wood and some of the stuff inside, so you don't have that buildup, right? When you have too much hot air, you get moisture inside your walls, stuff starts to mold up. So it is a breathable material, but at the same time, it keeps all your air conditioning and your heat inside. This is an example of the stucco we're gonna be putting on the house. All right, same kind of color, same kind of feel. So we've obviously set this here to just kind of get a feel for how it looks. And it's gonna be pretty beautiful when it's all done. All right, guys, we're here in the foyer. You can see they're starting to put in the floor here in the living room. We talked about that before in a couple previous episodes. They're gonna level this all out, put a 3/4 inch plywood after they framed it, and they're gonna bring everything to one level. So we can do the hardwood throughout the entire home. Let's take a look inside here. Great windows we put in the house. This still needs to be raised up, but if you look up, you'll see all the recessed lighting that we've put in. Now, it's pretty much all recessed lighting throughout the home, except for where we're putting ceiling fans. So in each bedroom, you have a can, so we can actually install a ceiling fan. You can see all of the conduit for all the electrical has been ran. They're putting in a new 200 amp panel in the back here. And so basically what happens is they run all the conduit, they put all the boxes where they're marked and supposed to be. And then after that, they do a fish tape where they basically take a fish tape is what they call it, and they stick it down these lines. They tie the electrical cord to it on one end, and they pull it through the line and fish the electrical through the whole entire house. So once that happens, you get the rough electrical permit inspection. They'll come out, the inspector will come out, check out the house, make sure everything looks what it's supposed to look like and is functional, and then they'll approve it, and then we can do the final, which is the switches, the plugs, the lights, and all that stuff. Just hopping outside here real quick just to check out the main drain line and the plumbing. You can see they have the supply line coming in now, the copper line that's coming into the house, and all the drain lines that are coming from the house that are pitched to the back of the yard where you have the clean out. Again, we mentioned that in one of the previous videos. I just wanted to come out here and make sure that that supply line was in, because I see a lot of the copper lines inside the house, and that means obviously that the supply lines from the main water point are all ran throughout the home. So we're upstairs now, and I'm going to kind of show you what's going on with the plumbing as far as the supply lines and the drain lines. Check this out. So obviously here's your drain line and both your supply lines. Right? So what happens is both these need to be tested. So they run the lines in, and this is your shower diverter, okay? So this is the thing right here where you twist it, and it goes from diverting the water coming out of the faucet to diverting the water to come out of the shower. Now, you'll notice all this stuff has been sweated together, and water was ran through here to test the lines. And so what they do is they fill up the tubs, right? They run it long enough to where it's filling up the tub. That gives them enough time to check all of the supply lines for leaks. Everywhere that they've soldered it together, every joint, every bend, they're gonna check those to make sure none of it's leaking. Same thing with the master bathroom shower. I'll show you that one because it's a little bit different how it's set up here on the wall. If you notice, this has an insulation around it, right? And that is to protect from any moisture. So what that does, it serves a purpose because this is an exterior wall of the home. So anytime you have that, you want to protect these pipes from two things. Number one, freezing, right? You don't want your pipes to freeze. Number two, which really as hot as it is down here in Dallas, is never going to be an issue. And number two, you want to protect it from sweating, right? So if it's really hot outside and you have cold water in these pipes, they're going to want to sweat. Well, what happens when they sweat, right? They drip. Then you have water inside your wall, moisture inside the wall, you'll grow mold. So anything that's on an exterior wall like this, you'll see, is definitely all insulated to protect from that. This is a gas line. Where's that going to? So this is the gas line that kind of runs throughout the home to the different sections of the house. It kind of goes up through the ceiling here, sprouts out different areas. Here she is. We'll have the range right here, right? We do have a plug there, but we're putting in a gas range. So if anybody does sell the house, they do have the available option of having a electrical range. However, I don't prefer them myself. I don't think a lot of people do. So we do have a gas range, and you'll see that's where that black pipe drops. Remember that, guys. If it's black pipe, it's a gas line. This is where the island's going to be in the kitchen. So I just knelt down real quick to just kind of see what's going on. So obviously this is your drain line. This will hook up to a garbage disposal, right? You'll have a P-trap here, which is kind of the angled elbow that comes down underneath the sink, and then you're hot and cold. Now notice again, this insulation, right? As soon as that goes into the floor, that insulation is wrapping all of it and all through the wall. Again, the exterior walls. So if any of you guys at home are ever feeling frisky enough to do your own electrical or your own plumbing and you have supply lines or you have water lines that run through your walls, or electrical lines, make sure to use that plate right there, right? You'll see a lot of these studs have that plate. There's a very specific reason for that, and it's basically very easy to understand, right? I don't know if you guys have caught it by now, but it's so when you drill into the wall to put anything or hang anything, you don't accidentally drill into a gas line. You don't accidentally drill into a water line or an electrical line, right? You drill into that electrical line, you get shocked. You drill into that water line, you have mold. So they put these on every stud, you'll see right where the lines are ran, so that avoids anybody being able to drill into those things, right? They're gonna be looking for the studs to hang anything. So anytime they find this stud, they need to know that it's metal. And so if you have a stud finder, it'll beep and let you know, hey, there's metal behind there. Don't drill into that section of the wood. And you'll notice this whole wall has these, right? All over the place. So when you think about power tools that it takes to finish a home like this, do you really think about just the electric power tools? Because there's a lot more that's involved, and that is manpower tools, right? This actually takes a person to bend it. This is a conduit bender. And so if you'll see all of these bent pieces of conduit that are in the wall that get the electrical wires fed through them has to be bent somehow. And so that's when they put this in here, right? A straight piece of pipe goes in here, and then you just bend it. You'll see a lot of these pieces not only turn up, right, but this one comes out and then goes up. So it's kind of a unique bend that they have there. All right, guys, so we're here in the back, and you know it's a wrap, right? We've taken a pretty close look at what's going on inside here at the Mockingbird property in Dallas. And so far we know that we have the electrical going in, we have the plumbing going in, both supply and the drain lines, we have the gas lines going in, and so we got to get all those things inspected before we can move forward. So stay tuned for the next video where we'll be coming in to make sure we pass those inspections and we start laying out the interior design of the home as far as the flooring, the structure of the cabinets, and how that all looks. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys tuning in, checking out all these videos. If you haven't seen the first 4 or 5 videos, definitely go back and take a look at those. You can find them on my YouTube channel. It's Carl Dean TV on YouTube. Or you can go to our website, which is www.areiusa.com. Of course, you can find us on Facebook and all the social media outlets under American Real Estate Investments. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.